In 1833, a court case arose that challenged the Fifth Amendment and its boundaries. This challenge was the Baltimore versus Barron case. It was so important that it was brought up all the way to the Supreme Court.
Barron co-owned a very profitable wharf in Baltimore, but as the city expanded, it caused large amounts of sand to pile up in the harbor. As a result, it deprived the wharf of the deep water that it needed, and without the deep water, the business suffered.
He then sued the city to make up for his financial losses that had occurred. He said that these actions violated his Fifth Amendment rights and should be paid back.
Now the Fifth Amendment says that no person shall be subject for the same offense to be put twice in jeopardy, nor shall be compelled in any criminal case to be a witness against himself, nor be deprived of life, liberty, or property without due process of law. More importantly, it is said that no private property shall be taken for public use without just compensation.
What this means is that the government, presumably on both state and federal levels, cannot force itself on you and your property without your consent.
With this in mind, he justified his claim by saying that the city ruined his business by depositing sand and rocks from the road construction and made the water too shallow for most of the ships to pass.
So the case went off to state court, and they found that the state had gone against the Constitution and deprived Barron of his private property. Because of this, they awarded him $4,500 to repair the damages. All this information was gathered from this book.
However, much to his dismay, Barron's reward was reversed by an appellate court.
Outraged, he petitioned the Supreme Court to review his case, and it did.
Counsel for the plaintiff presented the following points.
The plaintiff in error will contend that the Constitution was ordained and established by the people,
Not for the government of the individual states.
This right was interfered with and the benefit of this property taken away from Barron.
Barron will contend accordingly. After a quick review of his case, the Supreme Court came to the surprising conclusion that said,
Amendments contain no expression indicating an intention to apply them to the state government. This court cannot so apply them.
Essentially, this meant the safeguards promised by the Bill of Rights were only applicable to the federal level, and there was nothing Barron could do at the state level but move on.
While this case seems small and insignificant, it is arguably one of the most important ones regarding the Bill of Rights and its limitations. It became a point of argument among several people who wanted to fight or at least broaden the selective boundaries of the Supreme Court.
As a result of serious debating and further court cases similar to this one, Congress eventually passed the 14th Amendment, which said, "No state shall make or enforce any law which shall abridge the privileges or immunities of the United States, nor shall any state deprive any person of life, liberty, or property without due process."
in simple terms, this amendment says that states are now responsible for protecting the liberties of its citizens granted by the Bill of Rights. This was a huge step forward from the time when the Bill of Rights only applied to the federal government's actions.